Hello there, dear friend. My name is Izzy. Today's yoga practice is going to be a little bit different. There is nothing scripted or planned or prepared. I really want today's practice to follow my intuition. And that's typically how I teach my live classes, is I go based on the energy and the individuals in the class. So because I don't have that, because I'm filming this for YouTube, I'm choosing to just turn on a random music playlist and let that be the guide for today's practice. So I will link that playlist in the description box below so that you can listen to what inspired this practice. When you're ready to begin and join me, make sure you've got a pair of yoga blocks, lay out your mat, hit play, and I will see you soon. For today's yoga practice, I think let's have us start on the back. And I want you to lay with your knees bent, your feet on the mat, your hands down by your sides with the palms facing down, resting on the earth beneath you. Allow your eyes to close. And just notice the sounds happening around you. In the background, you're probably going to hear my dog barking because someone walked by the front window. Maybe it was the mailman, or maybe it was someone else with or without a dog. Allow these sounds to bring you into the present moment. Allow these sounds to remind you that you're alive, that you matter. Allow these sounds to invite you to let go of any control and to invite a sense of stillness into the body. Feeling your body resting on the mat. Noticing what kind of thoughts or feelings come up as you listen to these sounds around you. What I love about yoga is that life and yoga are not meant to be perfect, but they are meant to be present. They are meant to be a practice, an opportunity, and an experience. When you're ready to add some movements, begin to wave your knees from left to right, coming into just a gentle spinal twist, an active spinal twist. And the next time your knees are over to the left, go ahead and pause there. And I'm going to have you sweep your arm up and back, your right arm up and back, resting it on the ground behind you. And if it doesn't reach the ground, that's okay. You can just kind of let it float. And then let your arm come back down by your side, your knees flowing through center and over to the right. Your left arm now reaching up and over, reaching to the floor behind you. You may choose to keep your eyes closed, or you may choose to open them and gaze softly at the ceiling above you. Go ahead and bring everything back through center and hug your knees in towards the chest. Maybe you rock from side to side. And then we're going to engage the core a little bit, lifting head, neck, shoulders up and off the mat. So you're really kind of resting just on your waistband. And I just want you to gently rock into that space. Trying not to use the momentum of your legs, but really letting the movement come from your core. And then we'll make this rock a little more active. Maybe you use the legs until it brings you all the way into an upright seated position. Good. Go ahead and prop yourself up on a block. And we're going to sit in a comfortable cross-legged seat with the right leg in front and the left leg behind. And we're going to take the left hand to the right knee and just reach the right arm back behind you in a twist. You're not pulling with any of your arms, you're just letting them rest. And then come back through center, bringing right hand to left knee and twisting open to the left. And then come back through center. And we're going to extend the right leg, keeping the left leg bent so you're now in like a seated 4 shape. If you are not on a carpeted surface, you may need to turn your mat so that your right heel is resting on the mat for some comfort and support. And then you're going to sweep your arms out to the sides and up, letting your gaze flow between your hands, and then come forward, bowing down towards that right leg. You might feel a nice stretch through the back of the right leg. And then I'm going to have you bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Maybe it doesn't reach that far, and maybe it's just to the outside of your right leg in general, somewhere along the outside there. And you're going to sweep your left arm out to the side as you twist your body to look at your left or your right fingertips. And slowly draw everything back through center and slowly rise. Drawing the right leg in, we're going to change the cross of the legs. Now the left leg is in front. And we're going to take the right hand to the left knee, coming again into this gentle twist to the left. And then come back through center, bringing left hand to right knee as we twist open to the right. And then come back through center. We'll extend the left leg now, coming into our figure four, sweeping the arms up towards the ceiling as the gaze looks up, and then bowing forward, bringing hands towards the left heel. You may notice that your left and right sides feel different in some way. And then when you're ready, bring your right hand to the outside of your left foot or your left leg, sweeping the left arm out to the side as you twist to turn and gaze at your left fingertips. Good. Come back through center and slowly rise. Sending both legs out long. We'll reach the arms forward and up. And bow forward, reaching towards the toes. And I want you to think about drawing the crown of the head forward rather than just pulling the chest towards your legs. Good. Slowly walk your hands back in so you're upright. And go ahead and transition onto your hands and knees. We're going to take a couple rounds of cat and cow, rounding and arching through the spine. And then I'm going to have you sit your hips back over your heels, coming into an extended child's pose with the arms reaching up towards the top edge of your mat. Your forehead is reaching down towards the floor or maybe is lifted up on a block. And then I'm going to have you walk your hands off the left edge of your mat, coming into a nice side bend through the right side of the waist.
And then we'll walk our hands off the right side of the mat, stretching through the left side of the waist. And then we'll walk the hands back through center, turning the palms up. And then drawing yourself back onto all fours. We're gonna reach the hands forward to the top of the edge of the mat. Reach the knees back and just lower down onto your elbows, bringing elbows underneath your shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. And really think about activating through your core as you're actively reaching up with the chest, shoulders, neck, and head. And slowly lower the head and neck down to the mat. You can stack hands and rest your forehead there, or you could rest your right or left cheek on the mat. And then I'm going to have you extend your arms out to a T, bringing your right cheek to the mat. You're going to bend through the left knee and twist to bring your left foot behind you and towards the floor. Then come back through center. And we'll do the second side. Left cheek to the mat. Bending through the right knee. And twisting to bring the right foot behind you into the floor. And then come back through center. Bringing hands underneath the shoulders, you'll press up and back into child's pose. Good. Come on to all fours. We're going to come into our one and only downward facing dog of today's practice. You're going to start by finding a high plank and then lift your hips up and send them back behind you. Stretching through the shoulders, stretching through the arms, maybe pedaling out the heels as you bend each knee one at a time. Actively pressing through all four corners of your hand. letting your gaze rest in the space between your knees. And then letting your downward facing dog be still. Taking a full breath in and a full breath out. And then bend your knees, coming back onto all fours before sliding your hips and your legs off to one side and coming onto your back. Make sure you have your 2 yoga blocks close by. You're going to hug the knees into the chest and just breathe here. Keep your right leg hugged in as you send your left leg long, heel to the mat. And then we'll switch sides, drawing left knee back into the chest and sending right leg long, heel to the mat. Good. Go ahead and hug your right knee back into the chest. Maybe you curl your head, neck, shoulders up, reaching the forehead up to the knees. Before lowering the body, settling the feet on the mat. We're going to take figure 4, bringing left ankle over right knee. And this might be a big enough stretch for you. If you want something a little bigger though, you can press the left knee away, or you can thread your hands around the back of the right thigh, pulling the legs in towards the chest. While you're here, perhaps you choose to circle through the right ankle. Making sure to go both directions. Good. Go ahead and let your legs come back down to the mat. We'll switch sides, bringing right ankle over left knee. You may stay here because this stretch is big enough, or you can make it bigger by pressing the right knee away from you, or threading your hands around the back of the left thigh and pulling the legs in towards the chest. Perhaps adding the ankle circles now on the left side. And remembering to go both directions. And go ahead and let your legs back down on the mat. We'll come into supported bridge pose, pressing your hips high And I'm placing the little block underneath the hips. Hands can rest down by your sides. We're just going to relish this space, this mini inversion. And at this time, if you haven't already, I invite you to just close your eyes as we're nearing the end of this intuitive yoga practice. Allow yourself to tune back into the sensations of the body, to tune back into the sounds around you, letting you know that you're alive. Feel the breath as it moves in through the nose, causing the chest and belly to rise and expand with air. And feel the breath as it moves out through the nose, causing the chest and belly to fall and contract. Now you may choose to stay in this supported bridge shape with the hips lifted up on the block as we conclude today's practice. Or you may choose to remove the block, bringing the hips back down on the mat and coming into a traditional shavasana with the arms and legs extended, taking up space. And we'll spend just a few moments here feeling into the body, noticing any thoughts and feelings that may be coming up in the heart and in the mind. And feeling a sense of gratitude that we chose to practice yoga today, that we chose to move our bodies in ways that are mindful and inspiring. When you're ready to return to the activities of your day, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Sweep your arms overhead, coming into a full body stretch. Reach the right side longer than the left, and then the left side longer than the right. Take your time rolling over onto your favorite side and pause there, reflecting on today's yoga practice. Is there anything from today's practice that you can take with you into the rest of your day and into the coming week? Whether that be a pose, a feeling, a state of being. And when you're ready, press yourself into a comfortable seated position.
Thank you so much for choosing to practice with me in this intuitive flow. I hope your day is magical and that you feel more inspired to trust your own intuition as you practice movement and as you move throughout your day. Thank you again. Namaste.